What's up, everyone? Another week, another mail drop. There we go. We'll say it right. Super excited. We got four people tonight, not just my ugly mug up here. We got some legends. Keith Marshall, my running back, a part of the project there at the Players Lounge, joining me. And then we got the dynamic Milton boys. I don't know which one of you guys look like you're ready to play more. The dad or Pops? I think dad will whoop your butt, Ken. I'm going to tell you that right now.
I don't know about
I
that.
know he whooped my butt. I know he definitely whooped Keith's little soft self. But I mean, I got to do some curls during the show to kind of keep up. I feel like.
Hey, we golfing Friday, right? Aren't I with you?
Are you with me?
I think they put us together.
I don't want you to like break a ball with those pipes you got. Take it easy on us. What you hitting like 320?
Dude, all right, man. Look, it might go 320. Whether we find it or not, it's gonna be a different story.
Hey, I just know our boy Keith has over here been talking smack about my golf game all day. So we're gonna find out, Keith. Put that money in your mouth.
Murray is one, you can get in his head, so I like to compete. I'm getting in his head early, and two, he's a lot worse than he thinks he is. So, we'll see Friday.
We're about to find out. You put $5 on it, Keith. You and me. Come on, longest drive, and they got to go straight too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got Kendall Milton, we got Chris Milton. Y'all, thanks for jumping in. Super excited. Second week of the mail drop. There's an opportunity for our fans on the Discord leading up to this to send in questions. We got a ton of great questions this week for our guys, and this is the whole point of the project. Get to know the players and parents behind the masks. We are humans. We're not just football players. We do have interests outside of football. So this is a good opportunity and a safe place for everyone to kind of chop it up, have a good time. First thing for me, Kendall, this is not from the questions just yet, but how's it going? How's spring going? How excited are you guys for G-Day here in a few days?
Oh no, it's going good. This year it's a new year for the team. The past accomplishments are in the past, so we're just out there working every day. And I feel like at this point, we're ready for G-Day. You go through that whole spring, and you hitting every day. Everybody's having those physical days. Emotions run high through practice, and it makes it kind of different when you play in front of 93,000 people. You know what I mean? Even if you're just playing against yourselves, it's a difference. So we're just excited to just kind of go out there and just show what we've been working on, show basically what to look forward to this year, and we're just excited.
Absolutely. Pops, I want to go. Oh, go ahead, Keith.
Well, that's exciting stuff. I just, the reason I was super excited to get both of you guys on is you guys clearly have a very tight relationship. Reminds me of the relationship I had with my father. And so, one of the things, Kendall, the first part of this question is for you is, what's it been like? Obviously, this is a long journey. You're in a position now where you're going to be the next man up on campus. There's a lot of opportunity there for you. I know this has been a long time coming for both you and your father. So what has that journey been like? How has the relationship with your father helped you become into the position that you are in now? And then, what does his support ultimately mean to you?
He's been my football coach since I was in kindergarten, from about kindergarten up until I want to say 6th grade, around that area. And it has its ups and downs. When there's that the football coach and then the Pops relationship, but at the end of the day, looking back, everything kind of pays off in its own way. You know what I mean? So I feel like at this point, everything that's led up to this is, made the relationship close. It's been a lot of hard work, a lot of right after school, going straight to the gym, type of days. And that was started from back probably when I was in 3rd grade, just going to the gym and, right after school. I'm not going to my friend's house. I'm not doing all this stuff. I'm about to go get some work in. And, at the end of the day, I feel like all that really paid off.
The whole recruiting nowadays, how do you, if you're, obviously I'll go to Chris on this one, a parent, what words of advice would you give them? Because there's so much going on from, the obviously recruiting to worrying about academics, and now NIL and agents and marketing agents. There's just a lot more on these student athletes' plates than I played. I mean, I just showed up, played football, and went to school. I was talking with Keely the other night. We were chatting up. He's like, "Yeah, I gotta call the financial advisor in here in a little bit." I'm like, "Man, these guys are worrying about having to get financial advisors." Like, I didn't have to worry about that until I got to the league. What advice would you give parents, getting into this new age of NIL and transfer portal?
I think where you started with the recruiting side of it, I think the thing that I would say is you have to check your emotion at the door. right? I mean, it's kind of surreal already when you have these big time coaches, you know, the top 5 coaches in the country blowing your phone up or blowing your son up, right? That somebody can get starstruck and get caught up in the emotion behind that. But you have to remember that this is a business decision, and it has to make total sense for your family. So, I mean, it's cool when the offers come in. It's like, dang, okay, such and such, such and such. But you gotta check that stuff now and be truly about the business. And the thing about the NIL now, especially with high school, because with this transfer portal and everything, it's actually messing up recruiting coming out of high school because people are hitting that portal first instead of going to these graduating seniors, right? So that tells the seniors, like, you got to be on your stuff flawlessly, because now the recruiting pool was already this big. Now it's this big, right? So I would tell them, one, you got to treat this like a business. You have to treat your athlete like a brand from day one, and kind of define who you are and be consistent with that all the way through.
Absolutely. And so sticking with you, Pops, I want to kind of ask the other side of the question I asked Kendall. Obviously, you know, he said you had him out there after school in 3rd grade. And so obviously this was a part of the vision, and to see that manifest and see where he is now, you know, what does that mean for you? And then, you know, how has y'all's relationship grown through football? I know that's a loaded question. I'm sure you could go for hours there, but just, you know, give us a little snippet and some insight.
So it actually started in 1st grade when his first year playing, and he played Pop Warner football. And it was funny. We were coming off of Big Brother with youth football, and then Little Brother comes up, and, you know, Kendall always had a nice body on him. So even as a 1st grader in his uniform, he looked good. He had on the LaDainian Tomlinson cleats. Like, Kendall looked like a beast until he got on the field. And he look, that's why he's smiling. It was rough. The first year was rough, and Mom and I we kind of looked at each other and said, "Hey, maybe it's not for him. He might be the artist of the family." You know what I mean? But it was something that happened his 2nd grade year that really clicked, and he completely did a 180. And from then on, he was a beast. I'll honestly tell him that he was a beast from then on. You know, one conversation that I had with both of my boys is, okay, do you love football? They tried all bunch of sports. Do you love football? They said yes. What do you want to do with it? We want to play in college. Okay, this is what it takes. You know this, right? Yeah, that's what it takes. All right, bet. So until you tell me you want something different, I'm going to keep my foot on the gas and push you. And that's where that hard work came in for him. That's where the expectations came in. If we're going to spend the time, you're going to do the effort. Granted, I'm sure it was a lot of I hate dad moments. It was a lot of, nah, Mom, forgive him, man. I hate that. I don't even want to play them. Like, it was a lot of that. And we talk about that now. But you know what? It took that to get here. And I would do it all over again, to be completely honest, if it sets him up, you know, to be able to live out his childhood dream.
So early on, looked like Tarzan, played like Jane, but at least you got over that. We're gonna start diving into some of the questions. Mandy Edwards wants to know, because one of the big things we see from some of these running back dads nowadays is just how swole they are. Who's benching more, Chris Milton or DeAndre Swift?
Oh, I don't know.
Who's benching more?
Darren is a beast, man. Darren is a beast. So you got to realize I'm 6'2.5", 6'3". My arms are a lot longer than Darren's. So I know right now I'm pushing 435. That's my max. I can do that twice. Now, hey, I don't know what Darren is pushing, but I'm coming to the table with 435.
Woo! We have to find out. We're gonna have to ask, get Swift on that one. Oh man, that's awesome. Venom the Night Fury wants to know, and I'll let Keith and Kendall talk about this. RBU, man, what's it looking like next year? How y'all boys feeling? Is the tradition still alive? Everyone feeling pretty good about the backfield heading into this next season?
No, I feel I'm super excited for this next upcoming season. Basically, most of the people that are on the roster now are people that basically were here since I got here, really. And you know, I'm just excited seeing the way that everybody's worked, from Kenny and Dejan and, you know, myself throughout the spring. Like, everybody, especially the 2 running backs we got coming in. You know, I'm just excited to, you know, see that next phase of RBU. Because, you know, I feel like it's a school where, you know, every year there's always going to be that RBU title. You're always going to have those backs. So I'm just excited to, kind of get the torch passed to me and the other running backs to uphold the tradition.
So to that point, that's actually what I was going to ask you. What is the mentality now that you're a leader in that room? Obviously, you had those guys to look up that you could learn from before, and obviously when you got in there, you did your thing and you showed what you're capable of doing. And so now it's on you. You're the one that's leading some of these younger guys. You're the one that everybody's looking to. How has that changed your mentality?
I mean, one thing is it's super different because different from when I first came in to now. Now people look at me as big bro, big homie, this type of stuff. Which I remember the first day I think we got back or whatever, we got back after the natty and everything, walking through when the new incoming freshmen, the early signees, they came in. When they start calling you big bro, it's kind of different because before, in the locker room, it was James, Zamir, Trayvon, JD. I used to be the one saying big bro. But, once you just get to that certain age, I guess, where you realize that you're not looking at somebody for something no more. Like people are looking at you for the expectation. It kind of just shifts your focus because, it's really you're one of the examples on the team. Like, and it's kind of in you and the select leaders, like kind of in your destiny to kind of uphold the standard. So it's just a change of focus and just a change of mentality that it's like you got to really just get that takeover feature.
This is coming from Elite College Football Talk. This is for both of you guys, and I guess get two different perspectives on this. What is your favorite thing about Coach Smart?
Me first? All right. My favorite thing about Coach Smart is, he's going to keep it real with you. Whether, you like it, whether you don't like it, whatever the situation is, he's going to keep it real with you, and he's not going to sugarcoat it. If you ever think about doing something and you want to know if it's right or wrong, go ahead and ask Coach Smart because he's going to, tell you, the honest truth. So I just, admire that about him because he doesn't really, from the recruits to every day in the building, we'll have one thing I'll say about him is, he doesn't spare anybody, especially, during practice. He has that microphone the whole practice. And, thankfully, he's with the defensive side a little more, but, you hear him on the mic. So he definitely coaches everybody hard. He wants to uphold the standard, himself having such a big reputation at Georgia, been playing and being a super successful coach. He has a standard to uphold. So, I just enjoy, playing for a coach that's always going to be on you and always going to be looking for you to be better.
Yeah,
okay. No, go ahead.
No, I was going to take that question to you.
Yeah, what do you like about Kirby?
I think for me, it's really from the outside looking in. I think I like his intensity. I like the emotion that he shows. When you look at him on the sideline, I like how animated he is. And I think it says something to a player when you can look over and you can see a coach that's really with it, right? That's with the ish, that is jumping up and down, that's running the sideline, that'll get hit, that'll get lit. I think that does something. So I think for me, because I don't deal with him like I did obviously through the recruiting, I think that would be what I like, the fact that he looks like a player's coach. And I do that because Kendall's with him every day, but from the outside looking in, he just looks like that player's coach.
All right, this is from Statistician Dog, and I did not know about this. This is actually new to me. Did you know the origin of the cool UJ running backs tradition of bowling after a big run? Do you plan on continuing this tradition after fall? I did not know this was a tradition for the running backs.
Wait, what was the question? Can you repeat it real quick?
After a big run, Keith, I'll let you get into this.
It's bowing. I actually know the tradition, but I want to know if Kendall, if you understand. So guys score whatever, and they get up and they put their hands like this. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that tradition from Todd did it, Spear did. I'm sure a lot of people before, probably Nick Chubb did it. So I think I've seen Sony do it before.
Yeah.
When did this start, Keith? And my apologies for not reading correctly. Statistician Dog, you said it right. It was bowing. I somehow put an L in there and said bowling. So that's why I was a little bit confused in my head. Well, who started this? Was it you and Todd, or did it go before that?
It started when we were in school. So we used to have a group chat on GroupMe with like a lot of good running backs from across the country. And there was one year towards the end of the season where everybody was like to show that we're all friends and whatnot, whenever you score, have a big run, everybody's gonna go like this today. And so like it was Melvin Gordon, Mike Davis, Jay Ajayi, Todd, myself, a lot of guys from all over the place. So that's how that got started.
That's pretty tight.
That's tight. That's hard.
All right, I want to go back to guitar TMC. Pops, are you a chef?
Am I a chef?
You a chef?
I'm not an official chef, but definitely my wrist work. I get active in the kitchen and on the grill. Yeah.
What's the specialty?
It depends on what you want. I can do the steaks. I can cook up some lasagna with the homemade sauce. We can do some soul food. We can meal prep. Or like I said, we can get on that.
I just need. I'm getting a little soft. You know, I got that dad bod, 31. I'm got a 20-month-old. You know, he looks like Tarzan, probably plays like Jane too, but he's a big old boy. But I just got to get back in the weight room. I got back to eating good. So whatever you think could put some muscle on me is what I'm looking for.
All right, we're talking the golf cart Friday.
There we go.
So walk me through just high level. Walk me through how you do a steak, so I can judge to see if you know what you're doing for real.
So first of all, I'm gonna let the steak sit so we can get it at room temperature.
Right.
I'm gonna rub it down with olive oil. All I'm gonna put on it is a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and then put a little rosemary on there. Just let that sit on there. Let it see what it do. Get the cast iron skillet. Put the butter on the skillet. But first, I'm gonna turn the oven up to 400.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the rib eye inside the butter, and I'm gonna sear it on both sides to the color that I like it, and then I'm gonna put it in the oven, and I'm gonna make sure that I pull it out when it's medium, and probably get my spoon to cut it because that's really how tender it is.
So I mean, this is a real question because Keith and I had a big debate when we had our dinner about 2 months ago. Keith likes his like a brick. I mean, no pink, no red, nothing.
No, I don't. I do medium rare.
No. We had this discussion at
That was Keely.
restaurant.
That was Keely. But yeah, I remember the discussion.
I thought you were on Keely's side of that because you guys
That's horrible. That's horrible. And then I asked for A1 steak sauce.
Yeah, it feels like
That's horrible.
jerky y'all are eating.
No, it's not me. I got a steak slow cooking in the oven now. I pull it at 128, so I don't do that. Yeah.
128 may be a little bit too rare, but hey, that's better than what Keely was eating. All right, so King Kirby wants to know from Pops because of the pipes. We talked about it briefly before, but just to get a real answer, it's a scramble. So, I mean, I want to know if you get up to the tee box first and you're smoking it down smoking it, can I get back there and DeChambeau it myself? Like, how far can you hit it straight so I can let it loose if I go behind you, or vice versa?
So I won't say it's consistent. It's not consistent at all. But the furthest that I have hit it straight, or at least to the point of I'll be able to find it on the fairway, I did hit it 310 one time.
Woo!
So like I said, I'm not saying it's consistent, but I'm just telling you though, when the stars align, it'll work out.
He caught the hill. You know how when you hit it just over the hill and it rolls down?
What you say, Keith? I got the roll.
You got the roll. It's all good. We all get that every now and then.
Hey, Ken, did you golf at all?
No, I did an event a while ago with the football team. You remember the event the golfing at the where was it at?
At the Georgia Club?
Yeah, at the Georgia Club.
Yep.
That was really my first time, going out there. I don't think it's meant for me.
No, it's meant for trust me. I didn't think it was for me in college. I didn't even own clubs. When you get in the league and when you get, you're doing business in Atlanta, you got to learn how to play golf. Trust me.
100% on the business side of things.
Oh, yeah, 100%. All right, last one from Neuhead. Got a question for Kendall.
All right.
Obviously, we touched on the rich tradition of running backs at Georgia. You guys are a little bit more spread, a little bit more 11 personnel, but you guys still run the ball pretty well. If there was an era, though, where it's like, man, I was meant to play in this era of Georgia football, when would you go back and play? 80s, 90s, early 2000s? Take over when Keith was there, put his butt on the bench?
To be honest, I would say the era right now. I like the situation, how things are. I like the energy that our fans bring to the stadium. Like, if you were at a game last year, you would see those home games, they got intense with the other teams, and just seeing how much the fans into the games. Like I said, especially last year, because there was probably one night game. The rest were noon games or like 3 o'clock games, but the stadium was always 100% packed. So, I like hearing that loud roar, from the stadium. I like the energy our fans bring. I like what football is, right now.
My fault. That's me.
That's a great answer. Y'all are in the era of winning national championships. We didn't do that.
Exactly. Yes, sir. That's why I like how it is right now. We're having fun with it still.
So
they get that new facility. They get all the food. They get that fancy weight room.
Yeah, 3 good meals a day. We got top of the line, probably the best in the country facility.
So I got one question for each of you, and then we'll let you guys go here. So obviously you guys from California, Kendall, specifically for you. The reason I wanted to go to Georgia, I'm from North Carolina. I grew up watching college football. Sean Moreno was my favorite running back when he was coming through. So that kind of ignited my passion for UGA football. I'm curious, what caught your eye about UGA and ultimately led to you wanting to come across the country?
Yeah, so I would say growing up all through my childhood, I had, I was a big USC dreams. That was my dream school. That was, said I wanted to go. And, once it gets to that time to when it's like you're making the decision for your future and for what you want to get out of life, it just puts some things into perspective. And my view of especially what I wanted to get out of college football, all the schools I was really interested in, like the main schools, they were on the opposite side of the country. So it was a situation to where I knew that I was going to end up on the other side of the country. And it was like, you already accepted that at that point. And the schools that you are looking at, you kind of try to dissect those small little things that set the main school apart. And I felt like with Georgia, a big thing was just the academics in itself. Terry Business School, that's one of the top in the country. So, aside from football, that already is a huge plus in itself. And the football aspect, you're playing on the biggest stage of football. You know what I mean? You're playing on it. We had 3 game days, I think, last year. Like it doesn't get any bigger than that. So you're playing on the biggest stage of football. And, just the opportunity, especially being this close to a major city like Atlanta, me, myself, I want to open up car dealerships and things like that. So I feel like this whole Metro Atlanta market, I feel like that would be a great market to get into, especially, having notoriety, hopefully this year being a breakout year and, having, that notoriety. So all those things kind of played a big part into the picture. I feel like it was kind of easy for me to, pick that out because I really committed during my visit. So it was really like, when that right feeling type of vibe hits you, that's when And I felt like they kind of checked all the boxes that needed to be checked for me to make the decision.
Absolutely. I love the shout out to Terry. I'm a Terry grad. That was a big part of the reason why I ultimately went to Georgia as well in comparison to some of the other schools I was looking at. So I'll kind of throw the same question to you, Pops. Like, what about Georgia made you comfortable shipping your son all the way across the country and knowing that he would be in good hands?
Well, I think from a parent standpoint, him coming across the country was never really on our radar as he was going through school. We thought for sure that he would probably stay on the West Coast, Pac-12, a couple hours away. So when Georgia and other schools came, it was kind of, okay, that's cool. They hitting you up, whatever the case may be. But yeah, we not going. Until that one day he came to Mom and I and was like, hey, you know what? I think I'm interested in Georgia. So it was like, okay. So now let's really start looking at it. And so kind of the same with us. Kendall led his recruitment process. It wasn't Mom and I weren't in the background pushing him in a certain direction because at the end of the day, it's on him. And you're not going to go somewhere miserable and come back to me and say, I only did it because you told me to. No, we're not doing that. So we just supported him. But we were happy with it because it did check all the boxes. And again, we tasked him with looking at it from a business decision. What are you looking for out of your education? What are you looking for from a football perspective? What's after school? What are you looking for? And these checked all the boxes for him. So he's been traveling. Both the boys been traveling since they've been infants. The family across the country. So the resiliency and ability to be away from home, that was never a concern. So we were highly comfortable, sending him across the country at 17 years old, because that's when we dropped him off. January 2020 at 17 years old. And I tell you, I thought he was soft. I thought for sure we'd be getting phone calls. Oh, I don't want to come on with you guys and this. But shoot, sometimes it's hard to track this dude down. And I'm like, bro, we still here, just so you know. You can holler every now and then.
That's what Athens can do. That's what Athens can do to you. Murray knows better than me, but
Hey, I enjoyed myself. It's hard not to enjoy yourself in the Classic City, as we all know. All right, y'all. Well, I know, Kendall, you got to get some sleep, get to books, get some studying, get ready for the big weekend. Pops, man, I'm going to go hit some balls in my garage right now, make sure I can hold my part for our scramble on Friday. I'm looking forward to playing with you. Y'all, thank you guys so much for jumping on. Thank you for everyone who submitted your questions. We'll have another player next week. Super excited. For those who are listening right now, in about 30 minutes, we will be doing a Twitter Spaces with some of our LSU players. So super excited to bring all those guys into our family as well. You know, the goal is, man, we got all the best players in the country. We got about 120 signed up to this project, all the best fans of the country under one umbrella, having a good time, getting to know each other, and cheering for each other at the end of the day for all the success. So, Kendall, man, stay safe. Good luck this weekend. Pops, get that back stretched out. We're going to kick some butt on Friday.
I'll see you Friday.
See y'all.
I see you, fellas. And as always, go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Always.